A momentous occasion, Dan. Congratulations. 3 years for Rugby League Outlaws. How's it feel?
Mate, it feels good, but it's 3 years for me. While you were in the bathroom, I actually doctored your contract. 10 years, same amount of money, but spread across 10.
What the Hey all, welcome to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by our good friends at Top Sport. Don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere you can. 10 years.
10 years, Terry.
I don't think I deserve that.
Look, well, the people demanded it. They said, we want Terry for 10 years.
Thank you.
Who might argue?
You know who else has got 10 years?
Who, Terry?
Tino, at the Titans. 10-year deal. Now, Dave Fafita, 3 years.
Yep.
I like that play.
Yeah, good play. 3 years.
I like that play, Dave Fafita for 3 years. I'm not sold on Tino for 10. Now, we were discussing this the other night, because I know you've got a lot to say about this.
I certainly do.
We were discussing this the other night, and I said that the two 10-year contracts, Tormolo and Cherry Evans, look, they haven't resulted in a premiership for either player so far.
Correct.
I, for some reason, thought Jason Taumalolo had re-signed that 10-year deal earlier and was coming to the end of it. I didn't realise there was another 5 seasons to go.
Yeah, he's right in the middle.
Yeah, so, yeah, look, the more I think about it, 10 years... Now, there's a really good... people are saying, it's 1.2 million, but there's ratchets in that. So if you take it back 10 years ago or 20 years ago, that would have been, if you're looking at 10% of a salary cap, when that ratchet goes up, and if you, 10 years' time, he's probably going to be on close to $2 million.
Yeah.
But the same amount on the salary cap, right? But that really limits you. And the Titans have got a lot of work to do in their recruitment. What are your thoughts here, Dan?
I think they've panicked.
Yeah.
I think they've seen the fact that so many... every team said, hey, Tino, we've got a spot for you. Here's $1 million. They've panicked and offered him a 10-year deal. Now, I would have thought the Titans would have learnt because long contracts haven't worked. Will Zillman, on the back of a couple of good games, 5-year contracts, horrible. Jamal Idris.
Yeah, Jordan Atkins on debut.
5 years, I think 4 years for Atkins. None of them worked. And you look at Jason Taumalolo, thank you for mentioning, this guy signed a 10-year deal and everyone's like, geez, that's good value. We're 5 years in and he's not worth half that. The game changed. PVL ball came in. Now that's been pulled back to a point, but it's faster now. This bloke can't stay fit because he's a battering ram. He used to run for 250 metres. He'd be lucky to get 100 off the bench. He's not worth $1 million. He's not worth 500K. Look in 3 years and tell me that Fafita is on 800. Tino's on 1.2. That's $2 million, Terry. Their best two players are on $2 million combined. Now, they battered Cronulla on the weekend. Tino was the best player for them. Fafita was the second player, undisputed. So what? They lost by 30. You go to market and you say, okay, we got to get a halfback. Unless they're Kieran Foran 6 years ago willing to play for what Kieran Foran's on now, they're hamstrung. Because I'll tell you what, no team in the world, no matter how good your forward pack, is going to win a competition with Tanner Boyd and halfback. Where are they going to get money to sign a halfback? They're going to have to skimp everywhere else, which means they'll have two wingers that can't catch the ball, which one could argue that they do. It's not working. This is dumb.
I honestly think that the next play from the Gold Coast Titans is to find a suitor for AJ Brimson.
They're going to have to because they're paying him too much money and they don't have a defined role. Yeah. Jaden Campbell has to play. He has to play 80 minutes and he has to play at fullback. He's proven he can't play anywhere else.
And we've seen that despite how good AJ Brimson is, he's not an elite half.
Look, he can't stay fit. He can't play in the halves unless you can convince him to take a pay cut and play at centre, which he's done for Origin.
Too small.
Look, I would argue he could be a good centre. Certainly better than what they've got. But not on the money he's on now. They have to get They could go to Canberra and say, oi, Brimson, and Canberra can panic and get rid of Brimson. Okay, you can make some moves. They've done this for Twitter likes. They've done this for Facebook likes. They've done it because if they lose Tino, everyone's going to go, what the hey? You got Des Hasler coming in. Now, this is a bloke who can't handle a salary cap. His last two chances, he bottled it and made both teams look terrible. He's got a $2 million handicap before he even gets there. This can be chaos, and I'm here for it.
They need a halfback. They're going to need a 5'8" real soon. They need a hooker.
They need centres.
I mean, Sam Verrills is all right.
He's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Now, another team that, you put on here garbage. It's
underlined garbage.
It's hot garbage. It's harsh. But the Canberra Raiders sitting sixth on negative 120. How does that happen? Are they, if they make the finals, and I think they're going to make the finals, with a negative 100 deficit, are they the worst team to ever make the finals?
Oh, I think it's hard to argue at this point. This is a team that has, a 12-point victory and a couple of 1s and 2s. Okay, winning games is winning games. But when it comes to the finals, every team 2 weeks ago is going, we hope we play Cronulla. Now it's hope we play Canberra.
I have, with Canberra, right, they are, when they're in front and they can grind out a victory, they're very good. When they lose a game, you're thinking Manly put 40 on them at home. Newcastle went down there and put 30 on them at home. Penrith put 50 on them. Melbourne 48 too. When they lose some games, they absolutely lose some games. And the problem is, our side, Cronulla, right? We've been hammered a couple of times this year, but when we go and play these really, really bad teams that we're supposed to win, except for the Dolphins, we win the game, we win it quite
We make
well.
up the points,
so
right?
we've got, for and against of 120 points or something.
240 points difference between 6th and 7th or 5th or 6th, whatever.
Yeah. And that right now, a couple of weeks ago, we're sitting there thinking, it's a little bit shaky about Cronulla. That gives us a big advantage now because we're on the same amount of points.
Well, it's 2 points, really.
They've got to make up another win over us. Now, I do think Canberra have a nice enough draw off the top of my head to get them into the finals. They do play Cronulla in round 27 at Shark Park as well. And I do think that if they have got into the finals, that they will just rest their players anyway. But yeah, this is...
They're not much chop, Terry.
They're not.
And, they've got some superstar players. Jack White and Joseph Tarpany, Papa Lee.
I think Jordan Rapana is going to be sitting for the rest of the season.
This bloke is incapable of not doing stupid things. He can be playing so well and then he's like, I'm going to go trip a guy and get...
And then
lucky
slide
to
him
get
with
sent
money.
off.
How was that not an 8-point try, by the way?
I don't know. He had 2 chances where he should have been sin bin today and then went out and did a third.
Both of them resulted in tries, so a sin bin gets taken out of the equation.
The bloke is just...
an idiot.
Yeah, fair call. I was going to sugarcoat it.
There was
exactly right.
There was a great quote from Victor Radley this week that said, "As long as I'm playing, I'm going to do something stupid." Mm-hmm. That's Jordan Rapana.
It certainly is. Well done, Victor. Yeah, Canberra, mate. Look,
write them off.
Gone.
Now, one team that isn't hot garbage going into the finals, they are hot. They are real hot. 8 of their last 9 wins.
Something like that. It's incredible.
The Brisbane Broncos. Man, last year I picked the Kevolution.
Yeah.
Should have done it this year.
Yeah, well, a year early, it's unlike us.
Hindsight's brilliant. Now, I think Reece Walsh has been obviously the buy of the year.
Huge improvement.
Yeah, huge improvement for them. Adam Reynolds is really confident. Ezra Mam, obviously, he didn't get second-year syndrome.
No, big time. He's gone the other way.
And then their forwards have really stepped up. We're talking about Payne Haas, Tom Flegler, Carrigan. I think this is a one shot for them, though, because of the players they're losing.
I agree. And I would throw Catewell, Ricky in that too. I think everyone who's come... Billy Walters has outplayed everything that we could have imagined. A couple of weeks ago, they were talking about bringing Ben Hunt in. You'd be hard-pressed to get him in with the skills that Billy's...
And also the way that Ben Hunt's playing.
Look, that's where I was going with that. So, look, Brisbane are now undisputably the second-best team in the game. I don't think it's even close anymore. I think there's 1 and 2. Yeah. And some people came out and said, are they 1A and 1B? I'm not willing to go that far just yet because we haven't seen Brisbane in any sort of pressure games yet.
Yep.
But if you're telling me who's most likely to beat Penrith, and we discussed it last week, it's Brisbane.
Yeah, it is. I said that I think that the Warriors would be the most fun team to go up against Penrith, but what we've seen from Brisbane is they're not afraid to attack from anywhere on the field. And what you see from Penrith is they will defend everywhere on the field. So if that's the grand final, it could be the most entertaining game or it could be the most boring game in history.
It could be 8-6 or 190. Yeah. Shout out to Herbie Farnworth, though, moonwalking that ball in. Now, I've yelled that.
I loved that from Herbie. I loved it.
It was great. Excellent shoot house, Herbie. I've yelled, he's moonwalked it in. And I had to explain to my son what the moonwalk was.
Did you get up and demonstrate?
I didn't. I used YouTube. I'm very, very uncool, but that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't know, people turn around and said, it was disrespectful. They're up 50-0 or whatever it was. Shut up, you moaner. Get out. Go the Broncos. Now, Dan, the NRL's worst kept secret, it's confirmed. We are going to Vegas.
You and I are going to Vegas. We're going to crowdfund this. I've worked it out that if all of our fans dump in $100,000 each, we should be able to go for a night or two. So if you're keen to see us in Vegas, donate. Let's have some fun. But we'll be joined by 4 teams.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the 4 teams?
I'm surprised at one of them. Now, you've given me the reason why. Now, the Brisbane Broncos, now, as I said, I had the perfect solution. If you take an NFL team and you find an NRL team that had the same mascot and you send them over. I'm very surprised, one, that Manly is getting on the plane to go over. But you mentioned that
Hugh Jackman is a fan and he's pretty big in the Hollywood circles.
I'm also surprised that they haven't sent the Panthers over there. The best team. If you want a spectacle and you want to get the US into it, like, yeah.
Yeah, but in the States, they Google Penrith or they Google, beautiful Manly beaches. Penrith Beach ain't much chop.
Yeah, but there's more cities in America that look like Penrith than there are that look like Manly.
You're right, without getting into a bashing session, you're right.
I would have sent the Panthers over there and then left them.
Yeah, well, that was what I think they're doing with Manly. Thanks for stealing my joke. But obviously they've sent the marquee teams.
Yeah.
I mean, Brisbane, probably the biggest team in the competition, let's be honest. The Roosters are the front seed. Yeah. And, of course, Souths and Manly are the two superstar Hollywoods.
Gimmicky.
But, when I think the Roosters, okay, they're not much chop this year. They got a couple of famous fans, but no one really relevant. They should have sent Cronulla, Terry, because of us.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about what's hot right now, it's the Rugby League Outlaws.
It is, yeah. We're absolutely massive. Yeah. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll be there anyway.
We'll be there anyways. But, I'm glad it wasn't Cronulla. When they came out, people were blowing up, it should have been us. You couldn't pay me enough to send Cronulla. It's a vanity project. I don't like it. It's a 28-hour round trip. What's play a game in front of 10,000 people that don't
there'll be
care.
heaps of people there.
Yeah, look, there'll be plenty of expats and there'll be plenty of tickets given away. And the Americans are going, but I don't know if you saw the cricket, the T20. First game was packed. Second game, no one gives a shit because they're like, this sucks. This isn't what we've been promised. They're going to go in, they see 2 games, they go, all right, let's never do this again. So, vanity project, I hate it.
It's a free trip. Thanks, PVL. Finally, Dan. The St George Illawarra Dragons have made it public that if Joey Manu hits the open market on November 1, they are front and centre for his signature. And I think Joey Manu would be a fool to go there.
I just want to go on record and say that if Avril Lavigne is currently looking, I'm in the market because both things have about as much chance of happening. This is dumb. This is stupid from Shane Flanagan. Who would have thought Flano would make a bad decision? He's come out and publicly said, we'll be in for Joey Manu. And all the Dragons fans are going, oh, sweet. Cool. Manu's not going to look at that team and go, oh, that's a good idea. He'll be re-signed by the end of the week. Watch.
He might look at the check. You might look at the check and go, and the opportunity to play fullback.
That's all they've got. And part of me hopes it happens because I think it'd be funny.
But here's the thing. Here's the counterpoint. They're saying we can offer Joey Manu the opportunity to play fullback in 2025. So can the Roosters.
Yeah, look, it's just... I can't believe they've gone on record. Now, when he knocks them back and says... the fans are going to go,
Why did we do that?
And Flanagan's going to go, well, at least I'm in for these players. Okay, you can... Mate, I'm going to go to Mars tomorrow if they let me. Cool. Does that mean when they say no? Mate, I don't come on here and tell you how many girls have knocked me back, and there's plenty. Why are they making this public?
Well done, Daniel.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't.
Dragons, shame on you.
Shame on you. Hey, Terry!
Talk to me, Dan.
Time to talk some black, white, and blue. And we've won 2 games in a row, and it feels good again. I'm not even going to complain this week.
Nothing to complain about, really.
Maybe a little bit.
Nothing to complain about. It was a performance that needed to happen. Great to keep that momentum after a good win in Souths. I was really worried after the Souths game, if I'm honest, that for 65 minutes we've been such good effort against South Sydney that we were going to be leggy and tired, and the flight home and fatigue, and play at 6 o'clock on a Friday in a dreadful time slot. But shout out to the 10,000 people that were there. I was at the game, took the kids. You could just feel from the word go when you walked in, the atmosphere was great. No one was concerned. There were about maybe 30 Titans fans in the whole stadium, and the Titans warm up, if I can say this, was dreadful.
Really bad.
It was really, really bad. They were just running like basic, the basic forward plays, put it through the hands. Tino was dropping the ball. Fafita was dropping the ball. You know, Verrills was like passing behind people. Their kicks were just going up, and it looked like a bad warm up, right? Whereas we walked into the ground and we saw Cronulla warming up, and the boys were like ripping into each other. They were swearing at each other. Toby hit BHU like really hard, and Hamlin was like, "I'm getting you back." So you could just tell, you know, from the warm up, I wasn't concerned about the game.
No, look, I had to work late, and I had to pick the kids got dropped off, so I didn't make it. I watched first 10 minutes on my phone, and Cronulla were flying. Mm-hmm. Of course, we had the knock on, the 6 again, we conceded the try. I missed the Philip Sami try that got ruled back, but again, we couldn't wrestle momentum back until they made an error, and then it was all us. Mm-hmm. That's my one negative. That's my one critique on the night. We
should have had the momentum though. Tino knocked the ball on.
Because, of course he did.
Because in the second half, he called that same play against Royce Hunt.
Yeah, it was a knock-on, clear as day. Now, again, that was my one negative. The rest of the night was fantastic. Ronaldo came back, and famously on Fins Up during the week, he said, "Who's going to score first?" I said, "Ronaldo." And dare I say, with his first touch, which happened. And then Vossi messages and goes, "You get on it?" And I said, "Nope."
Yep.
As has also become famous, can't back it up. Mm-hmm. Ronaldo was great. He proved exactly why we missed him tremendously. The bloke had a broken everything in his foot, leg, ankle and knee, and still was the best winger on the park. Although, I have to say, Sione Katoa had 12 tackle breaks and 8 of them came in that one run. Yeah. They just refused to tackle him, and he refused to go down. He is in such good form right now.
Speaking of good form, your mate Jesse Ramian, he took that matchup with Brian Kelly personally. Now, he's taken a lot of matchups personally lately.
It's been good.
He has been really, really good. Now, I know there was the much, you know, he said he needed to lose weight in the preseason, and it looked like that he didn't have that strength. That strength is back. That pace is back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but geez, he's looked good over the past 3 or 4 weeks.
I thought he could have waited another second to give that ball to Connor Tracy, because Jaden Campbell turned around and ran him.
He almost got him, but Nico was there. It would have been fine. Look, I want to Sifa Talakai. The touch Talakai is back. Soft hand Sifa. Now, I did see the Cronulla which I've had major issues with this weekend, but I'll leave that for another time. Come out and said, fast hands from Sif. And I was like, soft hand Sif was right there. What is wrong with
Touch
you?
of Talakai was there.
Touch of Talakai. He was fantastic. That first try was beautiful from Talakai. Mm-hmm. Braden Trindle, though. Look, I've been in the groups and I've been having a lot of fun. I've been saying for weeks he's better than Matt Moylan. The argument's done. Mm-hmm. I win. I told you so. I love him. Give me the cigar.
Yeah, no, Trindle was best on ground by a mile. Wasn't even close. But I want to say the forwards stood up. And because the forwards stood up, my little mate Blake, he stood up as well.
He rolled.
I thought he was really good. I gave him 1 point in my 3-2-1. But I couldn't go past Jack Williams, man. Coming off the bench again.
Yeah,
he was really good.
I got to say, Royce Hunt had the best game of his career.
Yeah, no, because Royce had that one game we had 28 minutes and ran for 170 metres.
Well, look, he almost did that the other night.
Yeah.
His post-contact metres were great. He tackled like a beast. Toby's first stint I thought was deplorable. Yep. And his second stint he came on and just...
He was a monster.
He ran it... We made Fafita look like a bit of a bitch just quietly. He ran over him. Cam McInnes ran over him. And there was a third try that I can't even remember where we went straight through Fafita.
Wade Graham.
That's Wade Graham. And then the moment of the night for me...
Was it Wade Graham? No, that was Joe Simpson. That was the other... Oh, was it Rami?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it was fantastic. Fafita sucks is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The moment of the night for me...
Wado?
Well, that too. Well, I'll leave that to you to explain. Hamlin hits the ball up. Fafita drops the shoulder. Hamlin reels back, laughs at him, runs at him again. They get penalised. You see Hamlin trying to rub his head. Let me at him.
Can I ask you a question? Because I haven't watched the replay. Haven't had time. Busy weekend. What was Aaron Clark's sin bin for? Who did he strike at?
He punched Nico.
He punched him?
Yeah. Well, he struck at Nico and he hit him on the chin. You see Nico go, what? And you see our boys go, are you kidding me? Yeah. And then the ref was like, you go, and they got him out of there real quick. Do you remember during the week on Fins Up, I said, if someone calls Nico a name, I want our forwards in dropping people. They went. Yeah. You saw Jack, you saw Hamlin you saw, I don't think it was I think it might have been McInnes. Yeah. They all went, and the ref was like, you get, and he skedaddled. Yeah. I think he realised, because he hit Nico and went, you know that, you wonder how I got here. Yeah. He's laying there flat because that was coming. Yeah, and I liked it. Brilliant.
I didn't see the replay of the game yet. I will go and watch it later. But
the Wade try, please.
Yeah. So I mean, he's on the run sheet. Let's talk about it now. Wade Graham this week has announced his retirement from Cronulla. 251st game on the weekend, club legend, the last remaining premiership winner from 2016, will go down as one of the greatest Sharks of all time.
Undisputedly.
Undisputedly. If you were to name 20 Sharks, I don't think that you can do a 13. I don't think a 17 does it justification. I think you need to pick your top 20 players in any order, but Wade Graham should be one of those 20 players. The night was all about him. He ran out with his kids. His wife was there on the field. He had the banner. It was beautiful. When he was announced, when normally, your shout-outs are going to be Nico is the most popular player, Toby Rudolph is the fan favourite, Britton Nickera is, he gets the shout-out as well. I think there's, Connor Tracy's got a lot of family members there as well. Mm. But when Wade Graham's name was announced, man, the stadium roared. I haven't heard anything like that in a long time, and I think we're appreciating another legend of the game and another legend of the club bowing out. When he scored that try though, I don't know what it sounded like on TV, but it sounded like there were 60,000 people in there. It sounded like the penalty that put Australia through to the semi-finals.
At least.
It was mental, but it was like Old Shark Park. Because I was on Family Hill and I looked to the left and there were beers going everywhere. There were people jumping, like limbs, mate, like proper. This is a legend who scored his first try in a long time.
He was.
Yeah, so that was the moment of the night for mine.
That ball was filthy.
Oh, that run, that in and away from Trindle was just absolutely disgusting.
He looked to give him the ball and put him one-on-one with Tanner Boyd and he would have scored. And Trindle, you can see almost in slow motion, he goes,
or whatever.
What am I doing? Takes an extra step, draws him in, puts him under. They're just no one was getting anywhere near him. And Wade scores, and they just turn back to Trina when he's dancing like this. Oh yeah.
The other thing as well, that edge defence from the Titans reminded me of Cronulla 4 weeks ago because everyone just ran at Talakai and no one touched him.
It was so good.
Like Talakai didn't even get put on his ass.
He didn't. It was a brilliant night. I'm really happy. It sets us up. We said we needed to get some points out of this.
Yeah, not only the 2 points, but another 30 points on the for and against as well. With the ladder being so congested, right now, if we're going to lose again, if we're going to go to Townsville and drop the game or go to Newcastle and drop the game, it can only be by 1 or 2 points. We can't afford a flogging.
Yeah, that's true. We do have, though, a big positive is, okay, we got 3 difficult games, but we got 3 games with people around, teams around us, so we hold our finals hopes in our hands.
Yep.
You've got teams like Parramatta who are gone. The Cowboys need to rely on results to go their way. I think Canberra will be okay, and I think Newcastle will be okay. I think the top 8's set. Only the Cowboys can come in now.
We could probably do a whole segment on Newcastle at the moment because, as you and I said, they're both one of the most fun teams and frustrating teams as well.
Yeah.
I really like them, but I think Newcastle may be in trouble with some results of some injuries coming out tomorrow.
Look, that's a very good point.
They play Souths and then they play Cronulla.
Yeah, look, if they lose both, it's going to be them or the Cowboys. But our run is pretty much perfect in terms of if we win our games, we get in. No one can stop us in that regard.
But the other thing for Cronulla as well is last year we went into the finals on such a soft run.
True, yeah.
We're now like the Cowboys who are fighting for finals, the Knights who are fighting for finals, and the Raiders who should play finals. You can't ask for 3 better games. Like, obviously, you don't want to go into the finals playing the Penrith Broncos and the Warriors. Like, that would suck. But you give an almost perfect draw. I'm happy with that.
If we're legit, this is the perfect draw.
If we're legit, we're taking 4 points. If we're super serious, we're taking all 6 and getting in the top 4.
Very happy, though. No, just almost a perfect week. But where the Sharks did good, our mates down at Marrickville, the Newtown Jets, did not. Now, I don't know if anyone...
I didn't see the game. I didn't see the score.
Good and don't, because Canberra flogged us. This was one of those games you look at and you think, okay, we have to find the positives in a loss. I think we're done now. We can't make the 5, even if we do. We're just making up the numbers at this point. There's just people that don't watch regular. There's just been too many injuries. Not only the Cronulla players, but the best Jets players have also been injured, and it's been a horror show the past 6 weeks. It is what it is.
You have a look at the Sharks team. Connor Tracy has been arguably best player.
He's been in the top few.
Braden Trindle has probably been the best player.
They've lost
Tom Hazelton's the best
Hazelton.
forward. Colquhoun.
Stone Street's been out for so many weeks. Not that anyone will give us an update.
Played a few games.
Billy Magoulias, we lost Geordie for weeks. We lost Tassapali to...
Yeah, Beryl didn't play for a while, but was in there.
It's been horrible.
Yeah.
But you got to look at these games, okay, where did the positives come from? There were none. We had 2 things I wanted out of this game. I wanted 40 minutes from Tukes in the middle because where we are at the moment, he was our 18th man on the weekend. Yep. So if someone went down injured, we would have to activate him. He played back row and he was burnt in defence. He's not a back rower. The other was we had to get Kyle Ero needs to touch the ball 30 times or have 20 runs for 200 metres. Need to touch the ball 6 times. He was used as a decoy for Jack Rodwell, I think his name is.
Tom Rodwell.
Tom Rodwell, he's a horrible footballer. And I know he watches, he's a big fan of the show, but sorry, mate, you ain't it. Kyle Ero might as well not have played because he was used as a decoy. He didn't touch the ball. It was horrible. Puru cannot tackle.
He's only a baby,
look,
though.
yeah, 100%. But the 3 things I wanted to see were Ero making meters, Tukes playing in the middle, and Puru defending. None of it happened. I don't want to get into it, but re-signing with Newtown was a horrible mistake.
Yeah, we did that. We're going to talk about that on Fins. There's going to be a couple of episodes of Fins up this week.
We will. It's not a good afternoon, but whatever.
You know what is good, though? Jersey Flag won. And that just about seals them in the finals.
Every result has to go against us for us to not finish 4th or 5th, which is fantastic because they had an all-time choke last year to miss the finals.
Yeah.
They'll be in this year, and as we can see in Flag, anything can happen.
Yeah, and the thing about this Flag team is now they're starting to get some players back. They had that spell in the middle of the year where lots of injuries, and injuries in all grades, right? So first grade copped it, Jets players went up, Flag players went up, and the Flag players, Sam Healy, he's dropped back to Flag.
Yeah. Incredible. It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's looking real good.
It's looking real good. But yeah, the Jets we said should walk the competition in the perfect world. They would have. It's not a perfect world.
And they haven't won a game since. But
look, speaking of not winning a game since, the girls, the NRLW, sit second from the bottom.
Yeah, it's not been good. It's lucky Parramatta exists. Now,
I don't know what's gone wrong because that is a talented team.
I'm torn on this. I don't want to go in on them hard because... Okay, let's just talk the facts.
Oh, it's the first season.
We lost Jada Taylor, who threw everything out. Our marquee player, Emma Tonagato, who was very good yesterday. A lot of people came in bagging. I just didn't see it.
I gave her my 2 points.
Yeah, she was really good. She's been asked... Well, she's come in and played a new position. Now, we're sitting 1-3 right now, which pretty much says to me we can't play finals. We can still disrupt and we can win probably 3 of our next however many games. But, again... She's 4 games, and she had to play fullback yesterday. So she's 3 games into a new position, which in the NRL is fine. We've seen Caleb Ponga. He wasted 6 weeks playing there, went back to his preferred position, has been a superstar ever since. In a 9-game comp, you just can't have it. So
this year was always going to be teething for the girls, figuring it out, getting Emma Tonagato settled at 6.
Looking at it, I think I might have been a little bit over the top
because lots of people picked him.
They did.
Tasha Gale said that Cronulla will play finals. Alana Ferguson said Cronulla will smoke.
Look, they're still not out by any stretch because other teams can't put...
Here's the thing, though. We absolutely battered the Raiders and they're equal first.
Yeah, we did. But, again, everything went right. Mm-hmm. And since Jada Taylor has been out, we haven't won a game. So you've got to be at full strength in this.
A lot of key players as well wearing lots of strapping. Like Tonagato's wearing some heavy strapping. Like Taylor Preston, I don't know how she can move.
Yeah, well, I thought she was done.
Yeah, like salad legs. I've never seen so much dressing on them.
She got absolutely poleaxed early and she grabbed at her knee and I thought that's how season going. She was actually really good yesterday.
Yeah, she was.
But if anyone, and I've seen some people argue with this.
Holly Wheeler was sensational.
If anyone says Holly Wheeler wasn't our best player, be gone from rugby league because you don't understand it. 2 weeks in a row, she's been our best. Now, last week, I don't know whether to bring this up, but I'm going to screw it. The Sharks didn't have her in the woman of the match. They didn't update. They had a player who didn't play.
I didn't have her as my man of the match last week.
That's okay. It was close. There were 2 or 3, but I wanted to vote Holly Wheeler. And I've replied, hey, Holly Wheeler's not in this. They've deleted and reposted and haven't put Holly Wheeler in. So I've said, look, I voted for whoever I voted for. I might have been Biddle or something. And I said, but Holly Wheeler was the best. Today they said, Cronulla got beaten. If they don't have Holly Wheeler as the only player this week to make up for that error, then I don't know what's going on.
I had Ellie Johnston last week.
Yeah, she was great. And I think Ellie, either of the two is fine. But this week there's only one player in it and I want to see it fixed up.
Yep.
But I'm going to reference it because I've come this far. Cronulla are taking the kickoff. Harada Butler makes a great run, goes 30 metres off the kickoff. You know what the Sharks tweet? We're kicking off here in the second half. Watch the game!
Dan.
Talk to me, Terry.
It's time for some top sport tips.
Now, we got a legitimate perfect round last week, we do all the time.
If you had let me pick the Tigers...
Yeah, but like, if we didn't pick the teams we didn't have to, we would have... Although, let's be honest, this was the easiest week in the world to pick.
I'm still so mad at you.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well. It
Blame
was my
the-
game.
blame the hat.
It was my game. Let's start it off. Thursday night up in North Queensland, Country Bank Stadium. The North Queensland Cowboys coming off the bye host the Cronulla Sharks. Wow.
Season-defining game for both teams.
Wow, yeah. I think if the Cowboys lose this, they're in some serious trouble. I think if Cronulla lose this, but not by much, they're for and against, will keep them in there. We're sitting fifth at the moment, sitting pretty. Really tough game up there.
Is Val back?
No, he's suspended for the rest of the year.
BLBLT. I mean, oh.
Some injuries. I don't think Jeremiah Nanai will play.
Oh.
And of course, Chad Townsend's in the side.
Yeah, which is a big plus for us. Now, we flogged them, 8 weeks ago? Different teams now. Might have been 10. Different teams now, but I'm going to tip the Cowboys because I tipped against us last week and we
For
won.
the Jinx, and I'm going to tip the Sharks to keep it going. Friday night, 6 o'clock. Oh, geez, this is going to be a beauty. The New Zealand Warriors taking on the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Now, Manly season's done and dusted. In the bin, the Warriors are just going from strength to strength. And why I say this is going to be a beauty, because the Warriors are going to win this by 30.
They will. This will be fun. Now, I hear people going...
Blake is going to run through that team.
He's the best prop in the game.
Yeah, he is.
I've seen people go, oh, why don't the Warriors get any Friday night home games? I just want to let that settle for a second and say time difference.
Yeah. If you want the Warriors to play at 8 o'clock on Channel 9, it's 10 o'clock over there.
Yeah, it's dumb is what it is. This is going to be fun. Warriors by plenty.
Yeah, Warriors by as much as they want. I'm glad you said Adam Fennell, best prop in the competition, by the way. Triple M today had a... and you and I spoke about this on the knock-on, right? And I'm sorry I'm going off a tangent here.
Please.
But you wanted ex-players and officials
Yep.
in the bunker. Are you ready for this? Gordon Tallis does not have Payne Haas as a top 3 prop in the competition.
Who does he have?
Yeah, Adam Fennell-Blake,
Okay, yep.
James Fisher-Harris, Moses Leota.
Haas, Tino, Adam Fennell-Blake. Yeah, okay.
Adam Fennell-Blake.
I was wrong.
Adam Fennell-Blake, big gap.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
8 o'clock Friday night, the Eels are taking on the Sydney Roosters. Now, for the Eels, season done and dusted. Mitch Moses out with a broken cheekbone. Awesome. Roosters on life support.
Yeah, but they've come good. And they've come out crowing
Yeah.
about how they're going to make finals. I don't know about that, but they'll win this game.
I think they've left their run maybe just a week too late.
Yeah.
But they will...
I'm sure there's a chicken run joke in there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
they will win this game, and I think they'll win it quite convincingly.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, God. Super Saturday,
Own it.
3 o'clock. This is the most 3 o'clock Super Saturday game you'll ever get. The West Tigers host the Dolphins.
Cool. Pass.
Yeah. This is a game I'm actually confident tipping the Tigers.
They may get up because that Dolphins team ain't much.
Nah, they've run out of legs.
They have. And when you're playing Tawari
Yeah.
on the centres against...
I think I've just seen enough from the Tigers the last couple of weeks. Like, they've been brave in defeats. They were pretty good against the Warriors.
Yeah, they were. And they need to win this game to avoid the spoon. I'm actually going to tip the Tigers by
there's
default.
3 games. There's 3 games to go. There's 3 games to go. They're only 4 points behind the Dragons.
Yeah, they need to win all 3.
They've got to win all 3, yeah.
They'll win this one.
They'll win this.
But
They'll win
seriously,
this.
if you've ever thought, I need a break, or you got to take the missus or the mystery out, this is the time, 3 o'clock.
5:30 up at Seabus Stadium, the Gold Coast Titans are hosting the Penrith Panthers in a game where the Gold Coast Titans will wonder if forfeiting will be better.
If they said to the Titans, you can cop a 40-0 loss, I would go and hand them the paper and say, we're going the pub early.
It's 26-0. 26-0. I read it the other day.
Oh, is it?
If you can't field a team, or you refuse to field a team, you lose 26-0 and you dock 2 points.
Take it.
Season's over. Yeah.
Take it. I would argue that this Titans team hasn't
Sucks.
fielded a proper team for many weeks. I'm going to tip them because I have to, but this ain't going to be pretty.
I am going to tip the Panthers.
Ooh,
Shocker.
risky.
Shocker. It's a risk.
I think they'll outnumber the Titans fans too.
7:30 at one of the Dragons' 24 stadiums. They are hosting the Melbourne Storm somewhere in New South Wales.
Yeah. Now, they need to win this game to make sure of not finishing last. I dare say they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do it. The Melbourne Storm are peaking.
Yeah, they're flying. Now, they did lose to Penrith, but as I said to you last week,
Yeah, but
they took players out thinking,
knowing that they were probably going to, cop the loss.
Yeah. And now they're fully fit and going kaboom.
I am picking the Storm in this, just quietly. At the beginning of the year, we had a debate on who the best player in the competition should be. I still don't think he is, but Cam Munster is a top 2 player in the NRL.
Yeah, he's right up there.
He's right up there, and there is a big gap to number 3.
Cam Munster, yeah.
Now, this is a great game. Sunday afternoon. If ever you had to do something with the missus or the mister, don't do it at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Strap in for an absolutely ripping game. The Newcastle Knights, 6 wins in a row, are hosting the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Wow.
The resurgence, South Sydney Rabbitohs.
A couple of weeks ago, I would have told you South's going to win this by 40.
Yeah.
Now, Jackson Hastings, we're still waiting on results from the scans from him. Phoenix Crossland as well.
Didn't look good.
That did not look good for him.
Bradman Best.
They get Bradman Best back, hopefully. And Ari Tuola didn't let anyone down.
No, he didn't. Not Bradman Best, though.
On the flip side, South Sydney haven't looked good for a while, but they win the games that they should, except for the game against Cronulla.
Yeah.
They were pretty ordinary against St George, but they got away with the 2 points. I am going to tip the Rabbits because of no Jackson Hastings.
Yeah.
I'm banking on no Hastings.
I don't really know where they go. It's Kamu Ponga. He's been...
No, and Adam Clune doesn't... Does he still exist?
I don't know. I think he might have moved or he's moving.
Yeah.
I don't know where they go from here. I think... I hope the legs don't run out. Mm-hmm. He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
He's been way better than anyone expected.
He has been... I'm not going to say sensational, but he has been everything Newcastle has needed to be to unlock Kalen Ponga.
Yeah, completely true.
They've waited for years and years. Like Mitchell Pearce couldn't do it. This guy and Tyson Gamble, one of my favourite players.
What a Haas partnership.
Yeah,
going to tip Newcastle. I don't like South. I don't see it.
I love this Newcastle team. Words I never ever thought I'd say. They are one of the most fun teams in the competition in the last 6 weeks. Unfortunately, and now I've seen people, mainly Bulldogs fans, come out and defend that tackle from Preston.
Get out of here.
No, he's copping a holiday. Hastings is out. I hate to say it, but I'm tipping Souths.
Fair enough.
Sunday afternoon, the
big one.
The big one. The Raiders are hosting the Dogs. Now, at the end of this, after we speak about this, I've got something that we need to address here as well. But the Raiders, they need to get some for and against play. And, they're minus 120, and it wouldn't surprise me at the end of the weekend if they were minus 70.
Now, this is the Can Derby. Mm-hmm. I'm renaming it the Tin Can Derby because both these teams suck. One team sucks way less than the other.
Well, it's official. The Canterbury Bulldogs are the worst team over 3 seasons in NRL history.
Not if you're here, listen to Phil Gould.
Yeah, congratulations. You take the mantle away from the West Magpies and the Newcastle Knights of 15, 16, 17.
Good on you.
Good on you.
Canberra.
I am going to pick Canberra. Now, one team that has the bye this weekend, the Brisbane Broncos. Their fans have been banging on all year. Oh, we haven't had the buys when other teams have had the buys. We haven't had the buys when you get your bye, you get your third bye now, right? Penrith win, and I fully expect them to. The race for the minor premiership is on, and I don't see teams resting players because the Broncos are still going to play the Storm.
Yeah. Oh my.
And I don't think the Panthers have a relatively hard run home. This is fun. I am going to pick the Panthers to take the minor premiership here.
Yeah. Might be the Tigers.
Hey all, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Rugby League Outlaws, brought to you by Top Sport. Don't forget to like and subscribe everywhere.
You can find us everywhere too.
Yeah, you can
literally
find us.
Try and avoid this idea.
Yeah, you can't. These days we are everywhere. No, but thank you for all the support that you're giving to Dan and I at the moment. We really appreciate it. If you don't like us, whatever it is.
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. But Terry, I'm not going to say it this week. I'm going to throw it over to you.
Come on, the Tigers!